Okay, welcome all my replay viewers, all my viewers on the radio station, all my viewers on Google Hangouts, all my viewers on YouTube, and all of my viewers and listeners on Periscope. You all are my trans university family. Transform You is the show, is the scope, is the whatever you want to call it, but it's all the same thing. Transform University with universe clearly highlighted in university because we are all a universal family. And what I specialize in and what I like to do, I like to give love to those who, even if they don't give love to me, I make sure I love, and I make sure I continue to wish blessings on everyone. And if I got the opportunity to, I'm going to do all I can to make sure I bless the ones that belong within my family. And for the looks of it, we've been doing an awesome job here for the past 5 days. I've been having some loyal, dedicated people coming into the room, coming into the university room. Hello, my people, my people. I can't express how much gratitude I have, how humbled I am to be able to just be here in this moment right now because this moment is the most important moment right now. If we don't do anything right now, let's observe this moment. Let's enjoy this moment. I'm going to do all I can to provide all the information that I have collected over the years, all the wisdom that has been given to me by the divine to share with you. I have a message to give you, and everything that we've been going through for the past 5 days has been a special addition to uh, just the added bonus of what I want to offer the world. And everything has been coming out of my book, 30 Days to Transform, mentally and spiritually. So if you have not already, and if you're on Periscope, especially, if you're on Google Hangouts, especially, and even after this recording is over with, make sure you share, 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 share. Okay? And if you're on Periscope, you're gonna hear me say, "Give me them hearts." You give me those hearts when it's most deserved. You know, because like I love hearts, especially being my last name. Being Hart. It's not spelled like Heart, but it sounds the same. So I love hearts. And yesterday on the episode, day 4, we had the King of Hearts himself. Mr. King of Hearts himself was on the broadcast yesterday. So if you was on the pre-scope, the pre-scope, you got a chance to hear me mention that tonight's broadcast may be a little bit shorter than like most of the previous ones. Reason being because I'm going to be stepping back out into the weather. It was just raining a few seconds ago, but now I don't hear anything. And then I was having a little bit of a technical difficulties with technology. Um, my tablet, it was not picking up any internet strength, so I'm not working off of my tablet today. I have the laptop going for the Google Air, and then I have just my regular personal phone that I'm scoping off of. So if you have any issues at all being able to hear me, or if you have any issues at all with like connection and that sort of thing, make sure you do go back and replay this scope. If you're on Periscope, replay all of the YouTube recordings so that you can stay current and up to date with the messages that's being fired at you. Okay. And as always, if you want additional information on me, how to get in touch with me, you can do that by visiting my website at www.marcushartenterprises.com. That's www.marcushartenterprises.com. Then, if you want to email me directly, I do appreciate emails too. I do respond back to emails within a 24-hour
time span. So if you email me, marcushart414@gmail.com, that's marcushart414@gmail.com, and you'll be able to connect with me directly that way too. If you want to jump on the call, because we do have the conference call going on at the same time, recording the audio to this broadcast, as well as like capturing any moments where anyone who's on the conference call may want to, raise a hand and say something to all of those out there. So that number is 641-715-3580. That's 641-715-3580. And then the access code is 794-259 followed by a pound sign. 794-259 followed by a pound sign. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get right into day number 5, okay? And usually I will read something out of the introduction of my book, 30 Days to Transform Mentally and Spiritually. But today, being that we are kind of on time, we're going to go right into what we're following today. So in my book, it appears as 26 days ago. But as I always say, we are counting up. We are counting up versus counting down. Why? Because it's a lot easier to count up than it is to count backwards. Okay, because I personally struggle with counting backwards. So day 5, and it starts with a quote, and the quote is my own personal quote. If it's never my quote, I will let you know if it's not my quote or not. But this is another one of my personal quotes, and it says, life is beautiful and filled with an infinite source of love. Life is beautiful and filled with an infinite source of love. Infinite. Isn't that beautiful? So I want you just basically, I want you today, day 5, as we come close to ending the week. And by the way, if you've been following me this far along, I'm not going to be bringing you a live broadcast Saturday at midnight or Sunday at midnight. The next live broadcast, would be actually Monday midnight, Central Standard Time, of course. Okay. So Central Standard Time, midnight is when this broadcast. So if you broadcast live right now, look at the clock. That'll be able to tell you exactly what time it is in your particular area, so that you can mark that down in your calendar, so that you know that the next time you'll hear from me will be your time, Monday. Okay, 12 midnight my time, Monday, and whatever time it is at this particular time in your time zone. We have people from all over that's tuning in, and even when they're not tuning in live, they usually catch the YouTube recordings, or they listen on my radio station, which is Transform U Radio, which is located. You can find a link on my website at marcushartenterprises.com. Once again, that's marcushartenterprises.com. So life is beautiful and filled with an infinite source of love. So today I challenge you to think about what the things and the people in this life you truly love. So think about the things and or people in this life you truly love. Now, for some people, it's not many people. They can probably count on one hand how many people they love, or how many things they actually enjoy passionately doing, or just things they particularly may own, that may be like a famous painting or something. It could be something of a sentimental value that was passed down to you by a relative or something. It could be anything, but whatever that thing or that person, who that person is, and in this life you truly love, start thinking about it. And why is it that, that helps? Um, well, I'll tell you exactly why, since you asked. So the reason why is, in everything that we love or admire or are drawn to, it has some beauty in it that we believe firmly. We believe firmly that it has some type of beauty in it. And everything in this life, no matter what it is, there has to be some beauty in these things. And if we would just look around, take the opportunity and just look around, we'll begin to notice more of the beautiful things that exist in this life. So there's actually a lot of things that we can acknowledge as beautiful. Okay. And when we are able to just start bringing to a conscious awareness the things or the people that we truly love, we produce an ounce of gratitude. We produce an ounce of openness to be able to start not only looking at the beauty that we see in those people or those things, but also the love and the admiration of the beauty of things in life, period. Welcome back, Tim. I see that you joined back on. That is important. It is very important that we think about oftentimes the things that we actually love and the people that we love that's in this life. Okay. We'll begin to also develop a sense of knowing that the source of love is infinite. Love is almost impossible to measure. Okay. Now we oftentimes make the mistake of like trying to measure love by looking at the things people do for us or looking at the ways people express love. But there's actually no true, honest way to measure love because love, you can hold it in your hand, but can you really? Okay. You can pick up something you love, hold it in your hand, and the the very act of holding it in your hand and then you connected with that very thing you love, it it gives you the sense of like, yeah, I have love. I have love right here in the palm of my hand because this object right here, this material thing right here, I love it, but is it truly in your hand? Love is everywhere. Okay. Love, when it is expressed, when it is given, it is truly and honestly everywhere. You know, because it's endless. It's endless possibilities to the things that you can love, that you can develop a love for, and it is endless possibilities to the way you can receive love. Because I believe honestly that every time that we, begin to live our life and begin to uh, move forward in this life, that like we're being loved on. There's a source within this universe that's constantly loving on us, that's constantly providing something that in which in which we cannot see or cannot measure. Okay. All right. So going back to the book, it is countless amounts of things on earth that is beyond amazingly beautiful. And I just said that. Love is tapped out of an infinite source, and when tapped into it, when we tap into it, we can naturally express the love for things or people in our realities. So if we've been having a hard time, developing love or being able to express love or being able to just love anything at all, if we just start tapping into the infinite source of where love comes from, which is within the universe, which is can be found everywhere. When we begin to tap into that and begin to just start, just noticing like, wow, it's a beautiful day. I love that. I love the fact that like the sun is shining down on me. I love the fact that the clouds are passing by for me to view. I love the fact that there's stars out. I love the fact that there's oxygen to breathe right now. I love the fact that I was made so perfect, And when we start tapping into love that way, we can, begin to express love for things or people. So the question is, who or what inspired that for me? That is an awesome question. So what began? So what? How I got that inspiration was when I was, I actually went to jail for I spent time in jail for about 4 months. You know, I was like in a cell. I wasn't able to, go outside whenever I want to. I wasn't able to view the fullness of the sky. I I wasn't able to, be around people who love me. But yeah, I used to be a bad boy. So the comment was I was a bad boy. Yeah, I used to be a bad boy. I did some things, that I hate that I did, but it's kind of like kind of good that I did those things because you know had I not did put myself in those situations, I probably wouldn't know what I know now. I probably wouldn't be as inspired by such appreciation, such gratitude for things. Okay, there's some certain situations in life that we get placed in, you know, um, or we place ourselves in, but we can still grow out of those things. We can still be developed out of those experiences, whether they be bad experience or good experience. We can still, you know, uh, be allowed to go through those things or allowed to do some of those bad things just to have a lesson on the end of those things waiting for us. Now, it's up to us. It's up to us you know we we catch on and realize like, okay, I made that mistake, but there was some lesson to be learned, out of me making that mistake. I was allowed to make that mistake for a reason because there's times when we're not going to be allowed to mess up. Like I remember trying to write a bad check once. Okay. I remember I wanted to, it was something that I wanted so bad that like I decided to write a bad check for. I decided to take the check to Walmart to try to purchase something that I wanted so bad. But like check fraud that's not good to do. So I got blocked from doing it. What happened is I ended up running into people who happened to be at the store at the same time. And then when I got to the counter, like normally like sometimes they allow these checks to pass through. But when I like took the check up, I was nervous as hell. Like and like I was already like thinking like, whoa, like dude, this don't feel right. This don't feel like I should be doing this. I should have listened to my gut instincts on it because like when the check was ran through, it got denied anyways, and I embarrassed myself. So I learned a lot from that. I learned that like just maybe just maybe, I should not be doing things like that. But it ain't no maybe to it because I shouldn't be doing things like that, you know. Yeah. So yeah, the comment was that's great. I was allowed to make that mistake for a reason. Yeah, so yeah, we sometimes we are allowed to make mistakes. The universe always working in our favors until the day we die. Okay, even when we die, I believe firmly that there's something on the other side of us. There's a new job for us. There's a new task for us, waiting on the other end. Okay, there's a new life for us. Waiting on the other end, even after we die. So like, because like you look at some of these things, like, I mean, take for example, like somebody putting themselves in a position in which they know they in a real messed up effed up relationship. So they in this relationship, right? They know they had no business being in, and like, hold on. I was in some relationships that I should not have been in. Okay, I tell you that much now. And like, being in those relationships, and thank you guys for the hearts. Appreciate the hearts. Those who are on Periscope, appreciate the hearts. The hearts are fantastic. Um, so I was in some terrible relationships, right? But I thank God for those relationships because I see them now as stepping stones to something that was better. And thank you all for who are joining in right now. Thank you all for who are joining in. Appreciate you. I thank God for those relationships. I thank my divine God, and whoever your divine God may be. My divine is divine God, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. But I am thankful for those relationships. I'm thankful for being allowed to go through those relationships because I got a chance to, experience the bad so that like, I can learn from it. So I can be able to expect certain cues, certain hints in new relationships. So like there's certain hints now I can pick up. There's certain I have a better understanding for different type of women now. I know like, okay, yeah, she has these certain characteristics that I have experienced before. So I know that I need to treat this person totally different from anyone else. There's no, I come to learn that there's no one size fit all in relationships either. So I have a different approach now at how I look at relationships because of mostly the bad relationships. Yeah, so the comment is you gain wisdom about yourself in relationships. Yeah, you do. You learn a lot about yourself also in relationships. Not only do you learn about how the partner, how people are, you also learn about yourself. So you learn what you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate. You learn what you like and what you do not like. Yeah, there's different things you begin to notice, and it's quite impressive. So like, so once again, I'm thankful for even the bad relationships. Now, there was some good relationships that I screwed up now, that I take responsibility for, that like, but that was not knowing what I know now. Yeah, so the comment is you learn how crazy or not crazy you are. Yeah, that has happened too. But even then, being able to know that like you can get a little crazy in, uh, in relationships, that brings that up to awareness. You are more aware now. You are more aware that like, oh, okay, if if I get done in this type of way, then it's very important that I back away before I turn on that button and begin to do some things I'm gonna regret later. And then you end up in jail, or, or better yet, you end up getting away with a crime you shouldn't have got away with. Oh, so what's the poster behind me? Is the question. The poster behind me is my logo. Okay, so Marcus Art Enterprises is my company. Okay. So whenever you see orange and blue and followed by Marcus Hart, you know that I'm somewhere nearby or there's a representative somewhere. Okay. So getting back to the book now. So we going through the book, 30 Days to Transform Mentally and Spiritually, written by me this year. It is available too. And so we on day 5 of my book. And it's a 30-day meditation taking you through ways to start making improvements and walking away from some of the negative stuff. And like I said, I walked away from a lot of negativity that I've been through in my life. And relationships is one of the biggest ones, followed by failure and in my professional career. You know, I had a lot of failure in my professional career. I also experienced a lot of abuse growing up too. With family members, with been bullied also in school, you know, when I was in school, in high school, middle school, and like, I mean, it left a scar on me, you know, it left a scar on me that, you know, tore a hole in my heart and also put some tape recorders in my head, you know, that, you know, that could have destroyed me if I would have allowed it to. But there was points in my life where it took me all the way down, you know, and I was just in a dark hole by myself. You too. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So yeah. There's and you know, there's a lot of people who's not uh proud to be able to say, you know, like there's nothing to be proud about that at all. But like, you know, unless you can honestly say that you got through it, you know. But if you got through it, you can say that like, yeah, I'm kind of proud that I went through that because I'm stronger now for it. And that's what I'm trying to get, trying to share with everybody and to give them that same empowerment to be able to take back all of the things that were stripped from them. You know, yeah, because we get tore down when we, you know, when we get bullied and when we get abused by people, you know, we get taken down when we allow the environment to shape people that we truly not meant to be. You know, we got to win that back. We got to get it all back. We deserve it. You know, we have a purpose on this life, and we should be experiencing every full benefit of living out that purpose. Okay, whatever that purpose may be. Okay. Yes, amen. So be it. All right. So back to the book. And so you guys always get, you guys always do this to me. You get me off track. You know, get me feeling like I need to be saying a little bit more than than what the book is saying. It's supposed to be a short show tonight. Come on now. Come on. All right. Let's see where we left off at. So in the book it says, "Don't keep the love inside, trapped in a prison inside of you. Don't keep the love inside of you, trapped in a prison." So that's what we do. Okay. Sometimes we you know, because we've been hurt so much, you know, we have all this love that we could be sharing with the rest of the world, with people who deserve it, with people who need it. But instead, we'll keep it all in here. We'll keep it all bottled in, you know, and just continue to hold it in and keep it locked in a prison, like deep somewhere. Like man, I was doing that for a long time. Like it was a time where, you know, like I said to myself, like, dude, don't nobody love me, don't nobody care about me. So I'm not gonna love nobody. I'm not gonna care about nobody else either. So f everybody, f you, you know. No, like I just stayed in the shell, stayed the introvert that I was. But now, since I became more grateful of the love that's always present around me, the little things. And like I said, I didn't realize and start connecting with this until I got out of jail. And I spent about 4 months in the house correction in Milwaukee County. And when I got out those 4 months, like I had developed so much of appreciation for like just nature, for what divine God has like, you know, blessed me with, be able to see for my for the moments, you know, for the people that like who were honestly, you know, sincere to me, who was honestly supportive of me, and because I'm like doing all this and not wanting to share, not wanting to be around nobody, and turning my head at everybody because I'm thinking everybody's out to, bully me or kick over me or spit on me. I'm, I missed out. I feel like I missed out. I should have been taking advantage of it, like all along. Just continue to share until like all the right people came around. So that's what we got to do. We got to start, releasing, start releasing some of that love out into the atmosphere. And it's gonna be people who's gonna oppose you. It's gonna be jerks. It's gonna be losers. It's gonna be a-holes who like just don't want to hear nothing you gotta say, or don't, or just want to hate on you all the time. So be it. Let them. Why not? Just do it. Because I come to learn that it's not you who they absolutely are hating. It's them. It's the fact that they can't look themselves in the mirror and start answering to some of the stuff that they've been contemplating in their head and within themselves. Keep the hearts going. I appreciate the hearts, beautiful hearts. I love the hearts. People beat themselves up. It's terrible. Like they beat themselves up, not publicly. They do the complete opposite of what they're doing in private, right? They come out of their little rabbit hole and just cause hell everywhere they go, and try to bring their misery everywhere they go. But I'm telling you, because love is so infinite, and you can find beauty and love in everything that was created for us, here for us. Flowers, the sun, even the ground we walk on, the sand. Like I said, a couple of days ago, I took my feet off. I was barefooted and I walked through the sand on a beautiful day as the water crashed against the beach. I mean, it was lovely. It was so relaxing. And just connecting with those things, it was just the utmost awesomeness experience. It's peaceful because these things are created here for us. We are rich. We got so many resources. And the flowers, yes, thank you for the flowers. Man, you enjoy this stuff because, right here in this moment, it's for you. It's all for you. It belongs to you, And everything that you've been blessed with, all of the talents, all the skills, all of the things all the experiences that you have gone through, bring those out of you and give it to someone else. It's somebody waiting to hear. Somebody waiting to be able to meet you. It's people who just want to see, because man, I run around a lot of beautiful people. I'm talking about outer appearance and inner appearance. It's beautiful, beautiful things, and all these people, all these things around us is here for us, so take advantage of your moment, enjoy your moment, and then with all of the love that's inside of you, release it. Back to the book now. Give praises to the fact that you love something or somebody. Now, if you love something, it's easy to love something, but if you love somebody, or if you say to somebody, hey, I love you, and you honestly mean it, man, it's already hard enough to for some people it's hard to say the word I love you. For me, it was very hard saying the word I love you. It was hard. I couldn't do it. It took me a long time to say I love you and without feeling weird about it. Because and usually we feel weird about saying I love you, and thank you for the hearts. Usually we feel weird about saying I love you, or we can't get the words out. It's because once again, there's something in here that's damaged. Something in here that's damaged. And we're holding on to that, and we are blinded by how much love truly is inside of here. by all of the things we have been through. Okay, you know, it took me a while, man. It took me so long. Let me give you a situation or scenario. It's a situation scenario. My dad. We take my dad for example. I love my dad, but growing up, it was hard dealing with my dad. It was so hard. Like I mean, it seemed like he got on my back about everything. And then when he disciplined me, like dude, he would literally like beat me up. I would literally get beat up. I'm talking about metal backs. I'm talking about coming at me with my fists. It was one day where I got fed up with it. I said, dude, this is enough now. Enough is enough, dude. I'm growing up now. I'm damn near like about to be 18. You still trying to put your hands on me? That's wrong. Okay, it's plain wrong. All right. So as I had pissed him off. But like it was just something minor. It was something minor that I did in school. Like it's something that it should have slid. But he came down me so hard. He came out with the metal bat again. Like I said, no, enough is enough. So I began to fight him back. I was wrestling at the time. So I put him in a wrestling move and I grip locked him and I said, dude, no, I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go. You know, and and as I think back to it, by me repeating, I'm not letting go, I'm not letting go, it wasn't that I didn't want to let go of him because I knew I couldn't hold him for long because obviously he's a grown man and he was going to break the hold eventually. But thinking back to that moment, when I was holding him, like refusing to let him go, I was basically saying to myself, I'm not going to let go of what you've been doing to me. I remember it. Like I remember it like it was clear as day. Like, dude, like all this time you've been hitting on me and beating me with bats and belts and stuff. Like, dude, I'm not letting that go. I'm not gonna remember it. I'm not gonna stop remembering that. And what's true for me now, I I truly will never forget it. But I have let it go because I had to. That was just that moment. The minute I started letting that go, and just start trying to create a brand new relationship with him. Uh, it got better. It got a lot better. It got a lot better because I realized and I started like understanding like, okay, the problem isn't me. That's good. That's good. So the comment is my mom screwed me over, but I finally let it go. That is good. You got to, like because it's not we're not the problem. Our parents love us because when you become a parent, like and you see that child for the first time, like you're not you're not going to have no hate for that child. It's almost impossible to hate a child that you help create. It's impossible to hate a child that you help create. Like that is the most beautiful thing ever when you see your very own child, or if you happen to witness somebody else giving birth, and and you might be blood related, or it might be a real close friend. You see that child being born. Like it's the most beautiful thing ever. Watching a child being born. I got children of my own, and and when I seen my firstborn being born. Yeah, I have kids. Yeah, I have kids. So when I seen my child, my firstborn being born, it was like the most beautiful thing for me. And I remember just thinking to myself like, dude, like I don't want to hurt. I wouldn't want to hurt my child. I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to see my child pass before I do. I want the best for my child. I want the best for all my children. So like I know having that feeling now, I know that like my father, my mother, they all they mean well for me, and like they just like they're not they never been given the right instructions though on how to raise me. It's not easy for parents, and it's a lot of pressure. So I understand that. So it wasn't me. So that's why I was able to let it go. But also, I had to let it go uh, for me, so that I'm not holding back the love that I can be giving him. Because like as people get older, the older people get, the more it seems like the more lonelier they feel too. And like I see now that like if there's not a time right now that he need me, is this is the time that he need me because I'm older now and there's a lot that I can share with him and like and it's a lot that he has taught me over the years, and he might have ran out. He might have more things to offer me, the older I get, you know, um, and I want to be able to take advantage of that. I want to be able to take advantage of the fact that he's here right now, because God forbid if he passes, then what? You know, then what? Then I missed the opportunity to say, well, Dad, I forgive you. Dad, it's okay. So I have actually told him like, Dad, I forgive you. Like and I didn't really explain what I was forgiving him for, and it's none of his business that for him. He just need. I just want to be able to let him know that I do. I forgive you. So that like I'm not holding back or missing out on blessings I could be getting. Okay. So yeah. So make sure you fix relationships. All broken relationships. Make sure you're not holding back any ounce of love you can be expressing. Because when you give it back, when you give love, it's returned back to you. That is the laws of the universe. Anything you send out, it has to be received back to you. Like it's just like cause and effect. You cause something to happen, there's some type of effect that you're gonna get back from it. Like I take this tab and I break it, the effect is going to break. And because I did something aggressive towards this, I'm going to receive some type of aggressive emotion back to me. And that may be, me being pissed off even more. Okay, so back to the book, and we're gonna wrap this up. So give praises to the fact that you love somebody or love something. Now do something about it. Now here's our call to action for the day. Do something about the fact that you love something or love somebody. And what this is active worship. When we express, outwardly the things that we love or the people we love. When we express in an outward way the things we love or people we love, we give it active worship. We are actually connecting with the rest of the energy of the universe when we are outwardly expressing love. When we are outwardly expressing hate, we connecting with the hate of the world. So like if you want to keep hating everything, go right on ahead. You're destroying yourself. Oh man, you are. I'm telling you, you are making it terrible for yourself. You just inviting more negative energy. The more you hate, the more negative you be. Just inviting it open, leave yourself open. Do the complete opposite. How do you know you love something? Okay, so here's the thing. Like is one thing to like something, right? But it's another to love something. Love, you can feel it. You can feel your energy radiating from your heart. You can feel the energy, being created in your mind because you're processing something. You're processing signals and different bursts of energies that's also combining with the heart, also felt in the spirit. If you don't have all three of those things vibing for you, and like it's possible that like you just have a like, it's possible you just like, your Facebook status. Your Facebook status like. No, take it a step further. If you feel it, you're like, wow, I really, really love that. You're gonna say it. You're able to say it in your mind. You're able to feel yourself saying it in here. You're able to feel yourself saying it in your spirit. And even the little hairs on your body stand up. Even your your eyes like create a different appearance. Like I love the fact right now that I'm receiving hearts. I love it. Now, like if you like pay close attention to like my eyes, you'll see my eyes kind of changing. Like if you could, um, if you can look closer to my eyes, you'll see like my eyes dilate a little bit more when I say I love the hearts. Even my facial expressions changes. Okay, I get a little bit more relaxed too. I get a little bit more calmer. Like love keeps you calm. Love keeps you relaxed. Love keeps you ready to do something about it. Now, what? Now that I love this, now what can I do? What can I do about it? I can pick it up. I can do this with it. you know, yeah. Or I can just like be like, ah, I love that. Oh, I love him. I love her. Oh, I love that dog. Oh, I love that cat. Oh, I love this sunshine. See the difference? See the calmness in that? Right? It's like, oh, I love that. I love that Donald. I love that that Donald Trump. Yeah, I don't love the guy. I love some of the things, but I can't agree with everything about that guy. Um, but yeah, that's the difference. So, yeah. Um, so here's some now money. Okay, so here's where we start talking about money. Okay, so if one of those things is money that you love, look in this life and see when money is exchanged and the beauty behind it that allows for it to be exchanged. So we all have this problem with money, right? No, and like we've been told like all the time, like, oh, it's wrong to love money. No, it's not. It's nothing wrong with loving anything. Why is it wrong to love anything? How can you put wrong and love in the same sentence? There's nothing wrong with having a love for anything. Okay, all right. So now if money is your problem, right? Here's a tip for you. Here's a suggestion for you. Here's something that has worked for me. Now, whenever I start having a bad relationship with love, meaning like when I feel broke or something, or when I feel like that like, I don't have enough, or something's wrong with my relationship with money, I start paying close attention to when money is being exchanged, when somebody pays for something, or when someone goes to the bank and they withdraw, making a withdrawal, ATM. Be very observant. Look at how it's being exchanged, and then if you got your last dollar or something, or if you got your last penny, offer that penny to somebody else. Offer that penny to someone on the street, and notice the whole details of the transaction. Okay, and look at how the person feels when the money is exchanged into their hands. Like pay very close attention, and this exercise right here, what it's going to do, it's going to give you an appreciation, and also create an openness to the relationship that money creates. All right, so try that on. And if you miss what I just said, replay that part. That part is very crucial. Okay. And there's beauty behind the transaction of money too. There's a lot of beauty behind the transaction of money. So here's the last part. Be a believer that when you look into the world, you can see the love and beauty happening before your very own eyes. Here's the positive affirmation for today. The positive affirmation for today is, my light shines bright. Only I can turn it off. My light shines bright. Only I can turn it off. So you are absolutely the only person can turn off the light that's been blessed to you. You know, you want to go in a room and be another candle or the only candle if you have to be, the only lantern if you have to be, the only flashlight you have to be in the room. Okay, do that. And when you start to do that, when you start to give off your light, because your light within every beam of ray of light that's coming off of you, it's love. It's all love flowing out, giving that energy that's given to you the moment that you wake up from even while you're sleeping. Give it out and give it back, because when you do that, you know what happens. You want to know what happens? Hey, do you want to know what happens? Okay, okay. I'm gonna tell you what happens when you're giving out that ray of light from the light that's shining within you and shining on you. People that's in the dark or people that has light, they draw closer to your light too, because there's for reasons. First reason, if they are in the dark, they want to share that light. They want to be able. They want to find their way in the darkness they're in, so that they can come out of it. No matter how mean they being, just keep giving off your light. Keep loving. Keep doing it. Don't stop. Keep loving, even when it hurts to love. Love, love, love. You know, that don't mean you gotta constantly. Um, that doesn't mean that you gotta constantly, you know, allow yourself to be treated like dirt. What that means is just love. You know, even if you have the love from afar. Like, so when people are in that's in the dark are constantly acting up in the dark because they're confused and they can't see and they so blind. All you have to do is just move your lantern away from them and love afar. Keep shining your light bright on them from a distance now. Okay? Okay, and then when they're ready to act right, you know, step a little bit forward. Just take one step forward and allow them to come back. And then when they act up again, back away. Take that lantern, that light that's blessed on you, that light that's shining within you, that's bright for everyone to see, everybody to draw to. You know, take it away. You don't have to like stay somewhere where you're not wanted or not appreciated, not loved back. You know, take your light elsewhere. But leave it so that it's visible, right? Leave it so that it is visible, so that when they see you, like, oh man, oh, she or he is doing so good. I wish I can come. I wish I can come get some of that light. Because it's getting cold out here. Because it gets cold when you're by yourself. It gets cold when you don't have any heat. It gets cold and very lonely in the dark. All right. And so the other part of that, I told you that there's other people who in the room who has light too. Those people want to come and join your light so you all can shine together. So always keep those people around. And the people that's in the dark and that's being nasty and that needs some of this light because they all confused and don't know how to turn on their own switch. Make sure you just available to them. When they're acting right, of course, and when they're not acting right, just take some steps away from them until they're ready to come out of their foolishness. Well, that's all I have for you for the night. With 6 minutes left. It looks like there's some people that's on the call here tonight. We have a caller. Caller, if you can hear me and you want to say you want to comment or there's some questions you have about what you heard or tonight, or if you missed some of the things, you can always go to my YouTube and visit my YouTube and just search my name, Marcus Hart, and that'll bring up all of these episodes that we've been having. And if you don't have access, if you also want to tune into my radio station, you can visit my website at marcushartenterprises.com. That's Marcus HERT Enterprises.com. And then you can click on my link to my radio show, and you can listen to some of the older replays. There's some of the newer ones will be added onto the rotation too. There's great music on the radio station. So at this time, if you have any comments or any questions, I give you the time now to say something. You can just press *2. That will unmute you, and you can say something. And if you don't want to say anything, that's okay. Okay as well. We do appreciate everyone who has joined in tonight. Okay. I'll just give a minute. Okay, so with that said, I don't think my caller wants to say anything, but I do appreciate the phone calls. I appreciate the viewers tonight, those on the scope who shared and gave hearts, people who are on Google Hangouts. I appreciate everyone. Many blessings, love, and peace. And don't forget, you are my Transform University family. I am signing off for now. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, actually, not tomorrow. We'll see you 2 days from today. Okay.